Try this. Think of someone who has been kind to you, genuinely kind, over years. Now try to remember exactly what they said. You probably can't. Not the words, maybe not even the specific moments, just a general sense that they were good to you. Now, think of the one thing someone said that actually hurt. A comment, a tone, a sentence someone probably forgot they ever said. You remember it exactly. The room you were in, what you were wearing, the exact words in order. Maybe from 10 years ago, maybe from 20. That asymmetry is strange when you actually look at it. You were not in danger. Nothing was at stake. Someone said something, and somehow it outlived everything kind anyone has said to you since. Something in you decided that comment was worth keeping. Something decided the rest wasn't. That decision is the actual story. There is a common explanation for this, and you have probably heard some version of it. The brain is wired to remember bad things more than good things. A survival mechanism. Something about ancestors and predators and not getting eaten. That explanation is not wrong exactly, but it is incomplete in a way that matters. Because if it were just about bad outweighing good, everyone would remember roughly the same kinds of things. Public failures, embarrassing moments, loud criticism. But that is not what happens. Two people can go through almost identical years, similar amounts of kindness, similar amounts of criticism, and they walk away remembering completely different things. One person remembers being loved. The other person remembers, in painful detail, the handful of moments that suggested they weren't enough. A general theory about bad outweighing good cannot explain that difference. Something more specific is happening. If memory just kept the bad over the good, everyone's bad memories would look the same. They don't, which means something else is doing the selecting. Here's what seems to actually be happening. You already have a story running about who you are, not a story you wrote on purpose, one that built up quietly over years out of everything that has happened to you. And new experiences don't arrive into a blank space. They arrive into that story. Some of them fit it, some of them don't. The ones that fit get kept, not because they were more emotionally intense, because they made sense of something you already believed. Picture two people. Each one receives, over the course of a year, 100 compliments and 5 pieces of criticism. Same numbers, same ratio, roughly the same experiences. One of them remembers the compliments, vaguely, warmly, without much detail. The other remembers the criticism, specifically, for years, maybe still, right now. It was not that the criticism was objectively harsher, it was that it fit something the second person already believed about themselves. The compliments didn't fit anything. They had nowhere to go. The brain is not trying to make you miserable. It is trying to make sense of your world using the story it already has, and the story decides what counts as evidence. Think about what happens when a compliment arrives that doesn't match the story you're running. Say the story is something like, "I'm not really good at this." Someone tells you that you did something well. It doesn't click into place. It doesn't confirm anything you already believe. So your mind does something quiet with it. They're just being nice. They don't see the parts I know are weak. Anyone could have done that. The compliment gets acknowledged, and then it gets set aside. Not rejected exactly, just filed somewhere that doesn't matter much. Now picture the criticism arriving instead. Someone implies you're not good at this. It clicks immediately. It doesn't need to be explained away because it isn't fighting anything. It's confirming something. I knew it. That's exactly what I thought. See? That moment doesn't get filed away. It gets rehearsed, replayed, brought back up, sometimes for years, every time something similar happens. Not because it was worse, because it had somewhere to go and the compliment didn't. The compliment meets friction and gets set down. The criticism meets agreement and gets picked back up over and over. This is probably why the standard advice never really works. Write down 3 good things that happened today. Keep a gratitude journal. Surround yourself with positive people. All of that adds volume. More compliments, more good moments, more evidence, in theory, on the good side of the ledger. But if none of it fits the story you're running, it doesn't matter how much of it there is. 100 compliments that all get explained away leave you exactly where 5 pieces of criticism that all confirmed something already left you. It's not a numbers problem. You can't outvote a story with more good moments if none of the good moments are landing anywhere. This is why people who seem, from the outside, to have plenty of evidence that they're loved or capable or valued can still feel like none of it counts. It's not that the evidence isn't there, it's that it has nowhere to go. More positive moments don't help if the story has no place to put them. The problem was never volume, it was always fit. So the question most people ask is, why can't I remember the good things? It's a reasonable question, but it might be the wrong one. Because the good things were there, they happened, they were said, they were real. The problem was never that they didn't occur. The better question might be this: what story are you running that didn't need them? What is it you already believe about yourself that made 100 compliments forgettable and one offhand comment unforgettable? That question doesn't have a quick answer. It's not supposed to. But it points somewhere more useful than remember more good things. It points at the story itself, the one deciding quietly what counts as evidence and what doesn't. The real question isn't why you forgot the good, it's what story made the good unnecessary to remember. This is inner physics.